Plant and animal adaptations from the New Canaan Nature Center. What is an adaptation? An adaptation is a structural or behavioral trait of a species which helps it to become better fitted to survive and reproduce in its environment. Kind of like this one right here. Hello everybody, my name is Derick Hips and I am the Director of Animal Care here at the New Canaan Nature Center. So we're going to be taking a look in the forest habitat about the adaptations that the animals and plants have that live here. Just taking a look around the forest here. What do you see? What is growing here? What is living here? So your first answer, my first answer anyway, I'm seeing a lot of trees. Trees make up the majority of this forest. We have a lot of deciduous trees here. You'll look up, you'll notice the leaves have dropped. They've not grown back yet. Some are just starting because it's now April, it's spring, so the trees are just starting to wake up. But yeah, so a lot of them have dropped their leaves. That is an adaptation. So we are talking about adaptations of plants and animals. Today we're focusing on the plants. Trees being deciduous is an adaptation. Being able to lose your leaves so you don't freeze. If there's water in that tree and it freezes over the winter, it would basically explode. So the cells would explode and the tree would die. By being a deciduous tree and dropping those leaves, it allows it to survive and reproduce. Okay, so we're gonna take a peek down because a lot of times we focus on those trees and that's all we see. But there are a lot of other plants too that are living here. This is a Japanese barberry. It is an invasive plant. Some of you might be saying, Japanese barberry, it's bad. It is a plant though, and it does have some adaptations, and it's a big reason why these plants are invasive, some of their adaptations. The biggest reason that I know of why these are so invasive and why they take over an area, if you're trying to remove these and you don't remove all the root, it'll just keep multiplying and growing back. They're very resilient. If you just cut the plant and that's it, and you don't remove the roots, it will keep coming back year after year, and it will spread all through the forest. And if you look through the forest, you can see little bits of green kind of popping up on the forest floor. The majority of that green that is growing up right now is actually that Japanese barberry. And the reason for it is that adaptation that it has. It regenerates really quickly, and it will keep coming back. But it also has very, very sharp barbs, thorns, if you will, and it will get you if you walk too close to it. So you got to be careful of it, but it protects itself. It has that defense. If you walk through this, you would certainly feel it. So yeah, Japanese barberry. So I just scratched the surface with that plant, but it does have just those two adaptations alone allow this plant to survive. Also, if you're looking at this plant right now, what color do you see? Blue? Purple? No, we're seeing green, right? This plant photosynthesizes. It's using the sun's energy to grow, to produce its own energy, is an adaptation in itself. And in turn, when something eats this, right, it's going to get that energy that the plant produced. I'm going to walk over to a tree real quick. We'll talk about an adaptation that a tree might have. Here we are. Anybody know the adaptation that you're seeing on a tree right here? This, I believe, is a white oak that I'm looking at right now. But what adaptation do you see? The bark! So the bark is a huge adaptation for a tree. The bark's going to protect that tree. It's going to protect itself from insects getting in. Maybe some sort of disease that could get in there. Fungus. So the bark is kind of like the skin. It protects itself from anything that wants to invade, get in there and harm it. I'm looking down, I'm seeing the roots. The roots are going to anchor this tree, right? Huge adaptation. If it didn't have roots, the thing would fall over. The tree wouldn't be able to grow upright and get that sun and survive. Also, it needs those roots to be able to drink. It needs those nutrients to be able to survive as well. So it brings it up. The xylem cells. In the winter, it'll bring it back down the phloem cells. It'll protect itself by converting the sugars back to starches. And it will sleep all winter and then wake back up in the spring, and that's what it's doing right now. So look all the way at the top. The buds have been swelling this spring. The leaves will pop out, the flowers will pop out, and they'll start getting that sun energy again and using photosynthesis to get more energy, keep that tree alive. So trees and plants have a lot of adaptations. I could take a lot more time here and walk through the whole forest. We're just scratching the surface today. Plants have a lot of adaptations. It's not just animals that need adaptations to live and survive. Plants do too. Thanks guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take a look at some animals next. Bye.